Hi there. So it's been a few years since I put together my NexDome and made a video about it. And I just wanted to kind of check in. Overall, my impressions are about the same. It's worth it. I'm glad I got it instead of a much more expensive version. There are a few things that I wish I'd known, and I guess that's what I'm gonna get into. I use this thing a couple hundred nights a year out here in Arizona. I do a lot of exoplanet transit stuff, so I just program it in and Nina, hit the play button, and it works all night, and 99% of the time it's just closed up in the morning. So again, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm starting on the outside though. One thing that is mostly my fault, I suppose, but this track is in rough shape. And the reason for that is when you put these in, you have the option, they are adjustable. This can be screwed in or out as much as you like to get that wheel centered. I did not do that. I just got them on and it worked and I went with that. But there was, I guess it was pushing at the outer edge, and then the one on the other side was pushing at the outer edge, and every time it went up and down, it was just a lot of internal pressure on this thing. And I didn't notice it until pieces started falling off. So this left side here is basically not much of an anything. Fortunately, it doesn't seem to affect how it operates. The ones over here were stronger, they didn't degrade, and it still was able to open and close just fine. The other thing externally is if you see that bolt sticking straight up, that was where this thing goes. It was just like a white plastic cube with like a slot in it, really an after the fact sort of add-on. And I put it in there, kept falling out. After about 6 months, I did get a gust of wind just the right direction, and it wouldn't have blown this up, but you can get a gust without that will blow. I guess it blows this middle panel open, so now you've got like a gap right in the top. So that's what that's for. So what I did was drill a hole all the way through to make that stop for it. That may violate some sort of construction about like not having any holes in the roof, but I put like a rubber plated washer on the top and the bottom, and we don't get a lot of rain here anyway, and that just seems to me like a more mechanical solution than some sort of wedge. All right, let's go inside. All right, so when I got my NexDome 3 years ago, they had switched to this type of track, which is probably, if you've got one since then, that's what you've got. It now comes with these, a few of these to put on all around. Without that, you have this keeping the roof from blowing off, but really nothing else. In other words, if you pulled this back out, two people could just lift the roof off, or a really strong gust of wind. We don't get any hurricanes here in Arizona, but still it seemed like I wanted that piece. It was not included in mine. I bought a few from the company. Seems like maybe they should have just charged me shipping on that. But I mean, I got what I paid for, I guess, but it was kind of obviously that they found out quickly that they should include that. But that's fine. You get what you pay for on the contract there. I was able to install one of them, but if I tried to put any of the other ones anywhere else, it really jammed up my roof. And I think they're very sensitive to having everything completely in round. So if you're getting a new one and you've got this set up and it comes with those brackets, don't bolt everything down until you get those brackets on. That's going to be the most sensitive part to everything being perfectly round. And then I think last thing that I would mention is the charging post. Okay, for when the dome is closed and it charges the opener. I've had pretty good luck with those, but it's a common problem, it seems, if you look at the Facebook group. And people have come up with springy solutions that are look awesome. I haven't done that because I found that about twice a year, I'll just notice things aren't working, and it has been just slightly out of alignment, or one of the little tabs gets bent, and after a week or so of opening the roof, it'll just die. But I haven't found it to be enough of a problem that I need to worry about it. Worry about trying to come up with another solution. The thing I'll tell you there, though, is with this lithium battery, when it dies, you can't close the thing back and just make the connection and have it charge up. Now, I don't know if that's a fire hazard or whatnot. That may be a lithium battery thing. You can make your own call on that. But when it dies, the charger that it comes with won't even engage it. Some sort of smart charger says it's too dead. I'm not going to fool with it. What I have done, not a recommendation, but I just apply 12 volts to it. Not a charger, just 12 volts, power source. And after 5 or 10 minutes, it has enough charge that then the built-in charger will charge you back up. Because I'm not going to buy a whole new motor and battery assembly twice a year. And that seems to work. No fires, but use your own judgment there. But that's probably the way to go if your battery dies and you don't want to buy $500 assemblies. Just keep an eye on it, because there's probably a reason that the built-in charger will not touch it. So that's my 3-year summary.